jobs and could not find them. He was dealing in solar. And then he said, I was on my lowest, but I had always friends who would take me out to drink. But ask them to give you some money to buy food, they would not give you any coin. Now he says that when he, decided I'm not drinking anymore, they stopped giving him money and they stopped calling him to go out. So he was really at his lowest. He would always come back home drunk because friends would take him out and he would have his fill. But once it comes to them giving him something to take home, they would refuse. So they would keep on having fights at home with his wife. Now, one day he landed this job, a contract of solar, and he was supposed to supply solar panels to a hospital, which paid in advance. And he said, the moment I got my money, because my wife or my woman never left while I didn't have, the moment I got this money, I went with her and the kids. I said, what are we buying? They bought fish. I'm talking about Nile perch. And they bought tilapia fish, deep fried. They bought, excuse my Muslim friends, they bought pork, they bought chicken, they bought any kind of meat that you could think of, and went home and big bottles of sodas, and they drank and ate with the kids. And he said it was so satisfying watching my kids eat like they had never eaten before, simply because they had had days of not having anything to eat together and they were stuck in that situation together. So when we find a balance, he didn't have to wait until he gets millions. I mean, he had just won the contract and they had paid him the first installment and already they were partying. So I think we need to find a balance where we are not so mean even to ourselves when it comes to money, but we get to enjoy it. And those that we say we love and love us get to enjoy it as well. Because trust me, if we don't do it that way, and we first do it in reverse, first get the money, the friends that we'll get when we have money will be different from the friends you have when you don't have money. Not that when you don't have money, the friends you have are all necessarily good. Some are really bad and they don't want you to leave them in their poor state. They want to stay with you poor. So it can stir both ways. And I wanted to say money can deceive us into thinking it solves problems. It does that a lot, but often it just exposes them. Money can make you think that once you have it, you have a solution to every problem. But when in actual sense, once you have the money, that is when you realize the compound needs to be cut. You bought a big house, it needs to be maintained. You bought an expensive car, it needs to be, serviced. You got an expensive woman who is out to get that money every week. So guys, money is a deception, and I hope today it will be unveiled to all of us. And so it doesn't control us that much, because it gets so bad. We are willing to even sacrifice our own children to get money. We are willing to sacrifice our spouses to get money, and that is not good. This affects the men most of the time, simply because in African culture, we, I will use the quotes, we think and take men as the sole providers. So the men are under so much pressure to make sure that they provide, and all the time they're just providing. But again, also you men, if you don't take care of yourselves while you pursue money, you will end up dying and leaving these people in the wealth that you toiled so hard for. So find a balance, find a balance, work and play a lot as well, so that it's not like you're just working and working and working. The people that you're toiling for, once you're gone, they'll get to stay and enjoy your hard-earned money. I know I love my husband, but if he chooses to die on me now, I will eat whatever he has worked so hard for. So I want him to stay alive so we eat it together. Guess what? I don't have to be the owner of all the plazas in Kampala to be happy. Just enough. Be happy. Celebrate where you're at now, so that when a lot more comes, as you're celebrating, you get to live to enjoy it. There are some who have really toiled and put themselves out there, and by the time they get this big break or land into this money, their health is failing. And guess what the doctors say when we don't take care of ourselves and sacrifice for a later time? They start telling you you cannot eat fish, you stay away from red meats, and yet all the while you are working so hard. Not you couldn't afford sugar, but now you can afford it. But the doctors are saying stay away from sugar, stay away from sugary things, stay away from red meats, and yet before you were working and saving and in good condition to eat all these things, but you could not. So let us not be deceived by money into thinking money can guarantee you a life. Money can buy many things, guys, but it cannot buy life. There is that sole person out there who decides who will pack out today, who will be here tomorrow, who will see what, who will not see what. So if we live in acknowledgement of him and his existence, guys, guess what? We will have a balanced life where we are not only chasing after the wind. Like I said, chasing after money is like chasing after a shadow or wind. Why do I use those two examples? A shadow is not there in the morning. You don't see it except you're in a place where there is light and it looks like it's in front of you. And then afternoon, you find it's on the side. In the evening, it's at the back. It is there, but it's elusive. It's there, but you can't touch it. You know, it can live and change and go anywhere. So money got today can be in anyone's hands by evening if I got it in the morning. So let us not sell ourselves to rescue money, because money is like a shadow. It can live and be anywhere, anytime, in anyone's hands, anytime. I can never forget the day I had gone and my second born had joined primary section. We had gone through the graduation. Those of you who come from Uganda, when your child has finished top class or preschool, they graduate. So we had a graduation of top class, and my daughter was joining primary section. And now my husband was worried, how will we cope with fees? Because literally the fees had doubled. And that got him and me off guard. So when he was worried, I had a voice. I know it is strange. I had a voice tell me, which one is easier? Is it to have children or to have money? I will leave that for you guys. Drop it in the comment section what you think is easier to get. It's a live podcast. Go ahead and drop in the comment section what you think is easy to get. Is it money or is it children? Because that's the voice I had when we were coming from the graduation. So I told him. And then I clearly heard the voice tell me that if I choose to carry the weight of my children, they will burden me. But if I give them to the one who created them, he will take care of them. Have you noticed when you are alone, you can go hungry, lunch, supper. But when you have kids, for some reason, there's that helping hand from God, just to ensure you don't go through another day and another one without having something to eat. I mean, it has happened to me before, where we could go hungry, me and my husband, without food. And yet, when the kids came, it's like God made sure there was always provision every single day. So there are some things that money deceives us about. And you're like, I'll first make money, then start a family. I'll first make money, then, be able to afford to get married. Excuse me. That is a deception of money, because while you pursue money, there is no guarantee about life. There are those, there's another time I got this picture in mind of a person who has worked all their life to get money and heaped it up, in a room, only to fall in that money and die or collapse, and they are no more. So let's find a balance where we get to enjoy what God has given us, which is life, and the money that we have worked so hard for. And we don't sell ourselves so much into working, because ill health will take you out and you'll not live long enough to enjoy the money that you've worked for. I hope I'm speaking to someone. It's a live podcast. Go ahead, drop in the comment section what you think about money. And I wanted also to pose a question. Do you think it is easier to make money or have children? Drop in the comment section what you think is easier. Is it to make money or to have children? Because we'll talk about that in the slot that I open. Otherwise, why we fall for the deception of money? So why do so many of us fall for that deception of money? Comparison. We compare ourselves. We look at our neighbors, we look at our friends on social media, on celebrities, and we feel left behind. We think money will catch up, will catch us up. It doesn't. If we were not looking so much at our neighbors and comparing ourselves with social media, with the celebrities out there, I think we would be okay. But we are always comparing ourselves. There's a program that I enjoy watching lately. It's called Survivor. I mean, these people, I see how they celebrate when